Hey everyone, welcome back to Real Talk Horror Edition, where I try to dive deep into the gritty, the groovy, and the gloriously overlooked corners of horror history. And today, we're going full possession mode on a movie that absolutely deserves a lot more love than it currently gets. I'm talking about this 1974 cult gem, Abby, or The Black Exorcist. Now listen, when Abby came out, the comparisons to Exorcist are obvious, but to boil this movie down to just an imitation, I think that's doing it dirty. Abby brings its own kind of energy and absolutely its own cultural flavor into the mix, its own brand of this supernatural chaos that really sets it apart. It was directed by William Girdler, who gave us other exploitation faves like Grizzly and Day of the Animals. And this one stars the incredible Carol Speed in the title role here of the great Abby. She starts off as this sweet and grounded woman, and then, well, let's just say the demon she tangles with turns her into something fierce. Speed's performance is magnetic, and she sells every scream, every one of these twisted smiles, and every moment of demonic possession with this wild conviction. And I don't think you can take your eyes off her when she's on screen. And if that wasn't enough, we've got Blacula himself, William Marshall, bringing this gravitas as Abby's father-in-law, who also happens to be a demonologist. Marshall kind of grounds the film with this theatrical intensity that it somehow makes all the chaos feel more believable. The man could read a phone book and make it feel like you're watching Shakespeare. Now, Abby isn't subtle, and it doesn't really want to be. The editing here is really frantic, and the possession scenes are full of screaming, an abundance of cursing and smashing up rooms, and I mean that in all the best ways. It's delivered with a raw, unfiltered energy that absolutely perfectly fits the grindhouse vibe of this era. This movie, it's a lot of fun. It leans into its blaxploitation style without really ever feeling like it's a gimmick. The soul soundtrack hits hard. The church scenes are great. There's this real rhythm to the whole thing that makes the film feel alive, even when the print quality makes it kind of hard to see what's actually going on. And that's a real testament to the performances from these actors. And that's the real downside, though. This film desperately needs a restoration. Every version floating around out there, it's grainy, muddy, and washed out. It's kind of like you were watching something through kind of a dingy old window from the outside. And you can't help but wonder if this movie got like the Scream Factor or Vinegar Syndrome treatment with a super clean transfer and maybe a featurette or two. Maybe Abby then finally gets the respect it deserves. Now, bottom line though, Abby, it's a blast. It's got charm, it's got scares, and it's got style. Carol Speed and William Marshall are both, well, they're just phenomenal. And the film never overstays its welcome. It's at a brisk pace. But until someone does this film justice with a proper release, I have to give it a 3 out of 5 reels. Not because of the movie itself, but because the versions we have just don't let it shine the way that it should. I'm hopeful if I saw this super clean and it's what I expect it to be, this becomes easily a 4, 4.5. But if you're into those rare blaxploitation or you just love possession flicks with personality, track this one down. Even in rough condition, Abby is still a wicked good time. And with that, as always, thank you so much for tuning in to all of the Real Talk stuff. This is Horror Edition. I want you to hit that like button if you're down for more of these little dives into horror history. And don't forget to subscribe for more of the sleazy, scary, and sometimes soulful scares from the past. And hey, let me know in the comments, have you seen Abby? And what underseen horror gem do you think I should talk about next? But until then, keep it real and keep it spooky.